Welcome. I'll be reacting to Harold and Maude. I don't know anything about this, but it was popular on a Patreon poll, so it got added to the schedule. Remember that I'm doing a commentary. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original. And no spoilers in the comments when recommending movies. Please just the title and the year it was released. I'm kind of getting Miss Havisham vibes right now. Oh, I've always wanted to learn the harp. Well, it just happened, so maybe she can get him down.
Oh, dinner at 8, Harold. And do try and be a little more vivacious.
She doesn't even care.
Of course, you know, Harold's father had a similar sense of the absurd.
Why do they keep humming Greensleeves?
Recognize the problem and you're halfway over.
They have matching outfits.
Solution. What do you find fulfilling? What gives you that special satisfaction?
I go to funerals.
Oh, I get that. There's a happy place to go to. The reason I like to come to things like this is that it's the only place that I feel loved. Funerals are a reminder that people do love each other, like it's possible, you know. I wonder if it's the same for him. Hearses are great cars, though. They have so much room in the back.
You can have any car you want, but that ugly black horror is an eyesore and an embarrassment.
Honestly, the only reason I don't have one is they're really hard to park.
With a glint in your eye and a spring in your step, and the knowledge in your heart that you are working for peace and are serving your country. Just like
I don't think it's for him. Oh, I do like the music so far. I mean, his antics are partly theatrical, but they're partly not. You can see in his eyes, he's given up, you know?
You have led a very carefree, idle, happy life up to the present. The life of a child.
Where have you been?
But it is time now to put away
This child is not
childish things and take on adult responsibilities. I think it is time for you to get married.
He's like 12.
Brother,
Just go sit in her pew.
by the help of your grace, may he escape the sentence which he deserves, for during his earthly life, he was signed the seal of the Holy Trinity.
This must be Maude.
You who live and reign.
There you go.
Did you know him?
No.
Me neither. I heard he's 80 years old. I'll be 80 next week. Good time to move on, don't you think? Never understand this mania for black. Nobody sends black flowers, do they? Black flowers are dead flowers.
I mean, it's interesting because every culture kind of has their own colors associated with death, and it's not always black. Just kind of a Western thing. In ancient Rome, mourners would adopt a dark-colored toga. In the Middle Ages, black mourning clothing became all the rage. And then when Queen Victoria started wearing it just perpetually after Prince Albert passed, that's when it became incredibly popular. All right.
Can I give you a lift, Harold?
No, thank you. I have my own car.
Well, I must be off. We shall have to meet again.
There's another funeral on Thursday. Oh my. It's a cute car, though.
That woman! She took my car!
It was not even her car. Oh, Maude.
Are you uncomfortable meeting new people? Well,
Yes.
I think that's a yes. Don't you agree, Harold? Should sex education be taught outside the home? Oh, I would say no, wouldn't you, Harold? Yeah, we'll give a D there. 3, should women run for president of the United States?
Yes.
I don't see why not. Absolutely, yes.
Is that a pistol? Yes. Oh, that's a switch.
Do you think the sexual revolution has gone too far? It certainly has. Do you find the idea of wife swapping distasteful? Do you... Harold, please.
Was that one of his pranks or was that genuine? I do love all the cemeteries in this. I wish it was in focus though. I wonder where they filmed. Maude. Some great boots. Maybe he should give her a ride because clearly she needs a car. I'm not sure she should be driving.
Right it is, Harold, to bump into you again. I knew we were going to be good friends the moment I saw you. You go to funerals often, don't you? Oh.
Ah! He's gonna need new tires.
Take me home.
Good. Let's swap.
Maybe.
Oh, he smiled.
Nevertheless, I think you're upsetting people.
I've collected quite a lot of stuff in my time.
Oh my.
Your part is detrimental to the psychoanalytical process. Do you understand?
I think he needs a new therapist. This is not working. Well, she is wearing purple, color of mourning.
He seems very nice.
He's going to try and sabotage it somehow.
I just think it's such a super thing to study. And
is he going to set himself on fire?
Well, I think I should mention,
I think
Candy,
he is.
Harold does have his little eccentric moment. Must have been very funny.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Harold, this is Candy.
Oh, that was a good swap.
Telling us such a funny little story about...
But honestly, it is always better to be yourself when dating, I would imagine. I've never tried it, but just let your eccentricity show. Then they can know right off the bat if they like you or not.
Maude.
Okay.
How about some
She's a
ginger
model.
pie?
Nice.
And poor Glaucus occasionally needs his memory refreshed as to the contours of the female form.
Smell.
Oh, it goes on and on.
It's just great.
But
That's very sensory art.
greet the dawn with a breath of fire.
Yeah, I think she'll be good for him because she completely embraces life. I've been to a few places like this and it is awe-inspiring when you're there.
We'll transplant it to the forest.
You can't do that.
Why not?
This is public property.
Well, exactly.
Oh.
We'll need tools.
I don't know how I feel about her just nicking cars like that. I guess it's the lawful good in me. I think she was lonely too in her own way. They're doing his makeup really pale. However, in this scene, now that he's known her a little bit longer, there's a little more color. Now, it could have been accidental, but I feel like it was deliberate. And we'll see a little bit more color coming back into the makeup soon.
Just be impulsive, be fanciful, let the music flow out of you. You gotta make some chords.
Did she get rid of his old car and got him a new one that he doesn't want? Yeah, I know it.
I had them take away that monstrous thing of yours and send this one round.
It's cute, but it's not him.
So much more appropriate for you, don't you think?
No. What is he gonna do? Oh my. This almost looks like near Vallejo.
Is the little tree all right?
Oh, do like her priorities. Is the tree all right?
Are you going to take a lot of time with this?
Lady, please.
Because if you
Will you
are...
be just quiet, please?
No. Yep. She went there.
It's very mechanical.
What kind of car is it?
It's a little Jaguar.
It was,
Oh.
anyway. He did it!
Looks like
He
a hearse.
transformed it.
Very nice, compact.
And we supply, for example, most of the egg farmers in Petaluma. So you can
Petaluma!
imagine-
Yes.
Are we near Vallejo? You know, now that I think about it, not only did that large military cemetery look familiar, but now that they've mentioned Petaluma, what if it really was the Golden Gate one? Let me pull up a picture, because it's been a couple years since I went there. I think it was the one in San Bruno. It didn't just look like one of the ones I've been to. I think it was. That makes me curious about the other cemeteries, because some of them looked very familiar.
Although we do a large business. Barley was very big last week. 1,500.
Consequently, I have instructed him forthwith to induct you into the service.
Thank you, Uncle.
Call me sir, Harold. It's the first thing you learn in the army. An officer deserves your respect.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
I think I've been here too. This looks so familiar.
You'll have stories like that to tell of your own someday, Harold.
Do you think so, sir?
Sure you will.
Just strangle someone, choke him, squeeze out his life in your own bare hands.
I think you're getting carried away, Harold.
How about to slit his throat?
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, I see where he's going with this. This is a good way to convince him not to be in the army. All right. This is good for him, but I feel like he needs to have more friends. It's never good to depend on just one person. Like, what if he lost her?
Do you enjoy knives?
Oh, yes.
You might find this one particularly interesting. It's a Harry Carey blade.
What's Harry Carey?
Is he gonna go the... Mm-hmm. He's gonna do it right in front of her. No, that's acting. Although, should she appreciate a performance like that? She's gonna join in, isn't she?
What's here? A cup? Close it in my true love's hand?
He's a better actor than she is. Met his match, finally. I think she liked it.
This is the nicest present that I've received in years. So I always know where it is.
They have him looking at the camera sometimes. And like he's aware of the audience. I love her Grecian gown here. I need one of these.
I'm getting married.
Hold the line, Faye.
The question is, I know he likes Maude, but how much of this is just to annoy his mother?
Harold, your mother has spoken to me about your marriage plan.
The fact of your firm young body commingling.
So many films, if you look at the age of the male lead and the age of the female lead, they're just... No one bats an eye. But when you have a reverse like this one, suddenly everyone's like... I personally don't have a huge opinion about age gaps in relationships. All I'm saying here is that we should have an equal reaction in either direction. And I'm wondering if partly what this film is trying to show is kind of how ridiculous, in a way, the elderly male lead with the teenage, practically romantic female lead is. Or maybe they're trying to say love is possible at any age and it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
That is a nice gesture. See, he understood what she wanted. Whereas his mother, her gifts have to do with what she wants. And it's always so important with things like birthdays to be like, what is the person I'm giving this to want? You know? Like, I'm pretty easy. If you hand me a cool looking leaf, I'm like, that's awesome. You don't have to be elaborate. And I think she's the same way.
I couldn't imagine a lovelier farewell.
Oh, you're not going anywhere,
She has something planned.
are you?
I took the tablets an hour ago. I'll be gone by midnight.
I love you.
That's wonderful. Go and love some more.
I do love the soundtrack in this. I have to take it out because the video will get blocked, but just brilliant choices. I do like the juxtaposition of him driving out of control and then just waiting for what's going to happen. The question is, did he learn enough from her to keep living? Apparently not. Yeah, this definitely looks like the California coast near here. Oh, he jumped, I guess, before the car went over. Oh, he is a lover of drama. Interesting camera framing right here, having him all the way on the edge. This was definitely an interesting film. I think I would have liked it better if it had been less cavalier with suicide. It was kind of an ongoing theme right from the very beginning in a very shocking way. And then, of course, with Maude at the end, just deciding, I've lived enough. I'm checking out. I've always wondered what it's like watching films like this as somebody who doesn't struggle with it personally. I can't have that perspective because it is something that kind of comes and goes every maybe year or so. And I definitely felt for Harold at the beginning. You've been struggling with something so long that your family just doesn't care anymore and they just ignore you and even laugh at you. And yeah, he was being super theatrical about it, but I also feel like you could see in his haunted expression that he kind of wanted to go through with it too. So that was difficult to watch, honestly, the first section of the film. I'm just so straight laced. It's pathetic. I can't even go the wrong way in a parking lot. So, all that Grand Theft Auto going on in the middle of the movie, I was just like, what is happening? And then at the end, Maude just kind of throwing everything back in his face and just leaving life that she claimed to love so much. I don't know about that. The costuming was really good. I loved all the bell bottoms and the little hats that his mother had. Even the girls that he kept trying to date, well, he wasn't, his mother was. They had some really interesting outfits on as well. I still kind of think I was right about the Miss Havisham sense to the house because his mother refused to change, refused to see other people, kept everything traditional, wasn't willing to change for her son. And so she was kind of stuck in this decaying grandeur while her child was suffering right in front of her, and she did not care. My favorite part was definitely all the cemeteries. I really liked that aspect. And they looked so familiar. I think I've visited most of them. But I think a lot of them were like in the East Bay or South Bay. And I used to live out there many years ago, but I moved to the North Bay. So that's kind of where I tend to visit a lot. I'm much more familiar with the ones here now. And if you're subscribed to my other channel, you know that I do cemetery vlogs. So maybe one of these days I'll look up which ones they filmed at and I'll do a little tour. But that would be a couple hours drive, so I don't know how soon that will happen. It is certainly a unique film, and if it did not have the personal, I guess you could say, impact for my situation as someone who suffers with acute depression, I think it would hit differently and be more enjoyable, but honestly, it was just rough to get through. I don't know what this reaction looked like, honestly. Yeah, the first half especially, I'd actually just pause the movie a few times and like process the emotions I was going through, even though it was supposed to be like a practical joke. Honestly, I had a similar reaction to what I had to Grease, which is this is clearly a really good film, but not to my taste. I would not rewatch it.